Where the blocking pattern continues, we're essentially sandwiched between two areas of high pressure respectfully, and you can see this area of the stalled out front just remains, as you would expect, stalled out as a result of this. It just has nowhere to go essentially. Now with that in mind, we are dealing with generally overcast conditions across the region. If you're further east of Highway 83, that's where we're seeing more of those areas of sunshine. You're catching more breaks in the activity right now. But if we look up towards Lake Meteorologist, nothing but overcast conditions, sitting at 41 degrees with the presence of that southeasterly flow of winds, feeling more like the mid-30s out there. Maybe tough to pick out on this, but you're seeing a little bit of that ice forming right along the coast there. We expect more of that ice to form essentially as we get closer and closer into the winter months. But for right now, temperature-wise, the further west you are located, the warmer you are. So out towards Dickinson, 54 degrees. Watford City, 50 degrees. 53 out towards Sydney, Montana. 50 out towards Beach there as well. Versus points east here where we're sitting closer to those mid-40s. Now, despite this, that is actually considered above average for this time of year. And we're going to start to see more of those steadier showers forming, especially if you're located to the south of I-94. So a lot of what we're going to see later on this evening is going to be very much location dependent. Starting things off with about 9-10 o'clock this evening, nothing expected other than a few isolated showers forming there. And then beyond that, as we get into early tomorrow morning, as you look closer to the southwestern corner of the state here, a weaker what we call short wave is going to move through here, and that's going to result in the potential for some heavier embedded downpours there as well. Again, the further north you are located, the lower those odds will be at seeing anything in terms of rain there. But by 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, the steady showers should be done and over with for the most part. And because of this, I'm not really expecting anything more than about 1/10 of an inch of rain there when all is said and done. May see a few spot showers on the back side of that short wave as we get closer to the early afternoon. But beyond that, notice how we have a bit of a clearing line that starts to develop out towards northeastern Montana there. That'll briefly bring us back to the sunshine, and that means the tables will turn in terms of warmer temperatures. Now it's going to be the further south you're located where we're going to see more of those 50s on the map versus the 40s up to the north by tomorrow afternoon. As for when we can expect things to change and when we can expect things to get much, much cooler, the odds are pointing towards a better chance for those chillier temperatures and a bit of an Arctic blast coming into play as we get into early next week. Notice how we have more of those purples kind of looming down to the south, indicating that Arctic blast that'll continue on into the Thanksgiving holiday there. So as we look ahead to Williston's next 5, not quite getting to Thanksgiving there yet on this trend, but you can see 40s and then 50s in store for Friday. May get close to those 50s by the weekend. Dickinson, your next 5 going to reflect temperatures mainly sitting into those 40s and 50s. As we look at Minot's next several days, here's where the extended outlook comes into play overall. Above average temperatures until we get to early next week. That's a look at the mid-30s as we get closer to Tuesday. And finally, looking at Bismarck's next several days into the 50s for tomorrow. Beyond that, more of those 40s, and we'll stick around into those 40s for early next week.
Hanging on to the 40s here, getting closer to Turkey Day, which is kind of pleasant, especially for anybody planning to travel or take some long drives to meet up with some family and friends and that type of thing.
Yeah, at least we're not talking any kind of wintry precipitation that could put a damper on your travel plans.
It's good news so far as we get closer to the holiday.
No shovel needed just yet, no negative numbers, so looking forward to it.